Dear students, welcome you all for the first session of the second chapter of Direct Tax 2, fourth semester, Mangalore University. So in this chapter, we are going to discuss profits and gains from business and profession. So my presentation will include meaning of business and profession, then computation of income from business and profession. So this is the learning objective of this entire chapter, to know the concept and also to know the computation of income from business and profession. So what is the outcome of this session? Students will come to know the concept of income from business and profession, and they will be able to compute for any business and profession. Compute the income of any business and profession. Now let's discuss the meaning of business. So according to section 2 subsection 13 of the Income Tax Act, business means any trade, commerce or manufacture or any adventure or concern in the nature of trade, commerce and manufacture. That means it includes everything in the purview of the meaning of business. So that means trade means any buying and selling activity. So if you are involved in buying and selling activity, then it is a business. Commerce, all the commerce activities, including service, transportation, warehousing, banking, finance, everything. Then manufactures, all the activities related to conversion of raw material into a finished goods, or any adventure like sports or tourism, travel, all these things. Then, or any concern, anything. Concern means anything which is in the nature of trade, commerce, and manufacture. So that is the meaning of business. So that means even the service, rendering of service is also included in the expression of meaning of business. Now let's discuss what is profession. So according to section 2, subsection 36 of Income Tax Act, all such human activities which require intellectual skill and technical expertise is known as profession. So that means all the human activities, okay, which require intellectual skills. Intellectual means your knowledge, your qualification, and also technical expertise, your skill, okay, your skill of converting your knowledge into a practice. So it also includes vocation. For example, if you are a doctor, you are a profession. So that means you have intellectual skill, and also intellectual skill in the sense you have some degree or some knowledge, qualification, all these things, and also technical expertise to convert that knowledge, degree into practice. So that skill you have. And also if you're a lawyer, you have intellectual skills, knowledge, reading books, and qualification of degree, all these things, and also technical expertise. Convert that knowledge into practice, into action. So you have that skill. If you are an engineer, so you should have intellectual knowledge, skill, also the qualification. Also you should have the skill to convert your knowledge into practice. Then only you can practice a profession. So that is the meaning of profession here. Includes vocation means vocation is defined as implies natural ability of a person for somebody. That means if you are a singer, it is a natural ability. So you can train other singers also. If you are a dancer, that's a natural ability. So you can become a choreographer. You can train others. Okay. So that is the meaning of vocation. So that is also included in the purview of profession. Now let's discuss computation of income from business. So while computing the income from business, what you have to take is you have to take the net profit as per P&L account. So every business organization or every business concern has to prepare the final accounts, that is trading profit and loss account and balance sheet. So we will get this P&L account in the profit and loss account of the business. So we have to take that P&L account because this P&L account is prepared as per the accounting standards. So for us, for income tax purpose, we have to separately calculate the income as per the provisions of the Income Tax Act. So that means you have to take the net profit as per P&L account. Then we have to add some items. So what are the items that we have to add? Okay. So why we have to add? Maybe because some incomes are left out, we have to add, or maybe some items which should not have been debited, we have to add. So let's see what are these. The first one, inadmissible expenses debited to P&L account. So inadmissible means they are not admissible, they are not allowed as per the Income Tax Act. So, but what happened while preparing the P&L account? We have already debited. We have shown it as an expense, and we have already debited that. Debited means here it is here. If there is a profit, is deducted. So it is already deducted. That's where we are adding back. Remember, so which is already deducted, we are adding back. If there is a loss, it becomes vice versa. Okay. So here it is already deducted. For example, life insurance premium. Okay, or some legal expenses related to personal property, or drawings, or maybe income tax paid. All these are not related to business, inadmissible. Then business incomes not credited to P&L account. So usually incomes should be credited, but here what happens? Some incomes might not have been credited to P&L account, so we have to add back to the P&L account so that your income will increase. Then overall valuation of opening stock. So the opening stock value is around 10,000. You show it as a 15,000. That means you are showing more expenses. So 5,000 extra expense is already deducted. So you have to add back. Then undervaluation of closing stock. So closing stock comes under credit side. So instead of showing 1 lakh, you are showing 50,000. You are undervalued. So that means 50,000 income is reduced. So that income has to be added back. So that is undervaluation of closing stock. So these are the items we have to add. Then minus, which are the incomes we have to deduct? Admissible expenses, which is not debited to P&L account. So admissible expenses means regular business expenses. For example, the salary, wages, rent, rates, stationery, all these expenses which are not debited. If it is not debited to P&L account, which is prepared by the organization, business organization, we have to deduct that here. Because it is not deducted, we are deducting here. Which is not debited, we are debiting here. Then tax-free and non-business incomes credited to P&L account. Tax-free in the sense for which is exempt from tax, for agriculture income, dividend received from Indian company, which are exempt. Okay, if it is already credited in the P&L account, which is already added, credited means here it is added, then we have to deduct it. Okay, then non-business incomes not related to business, for example, house property income or income from other sources, which if it is credited, then we have to deduct it. Then undervaluation of opening stock. Undervaluation means instead of showing 10,000, you are showing it as 5,000 in the debit side. So that means 5,000 is only debited. Another 5,000 is not debited, not deducted. So we are deducting here. Then overvaluation of closing stock means if instead of showing 1 lakh as closing stock, you have shown 1,50,000 as closing stock. So that means 50,000 extra is debited. So extra is added to the income. So that has to be deducted. So then we will arrive at the taxability business. So this is how we have to calculate income business. So thank you for watching this video.